All right, yeah, we can go ahead, start recording.
All right, so this is KingsRoad at GDC here, so...
Yeah, so KingsRoad, it's an action role-playing game. If you played Diablo or Torchlight on PC, you're definitely going to be familiar with the game. We launched it in beta a couple years ago on the web, playable in browser, but we've been working on it over those 2 years, and we just launched it on tablets in December. We've got iPhone coming early spring, and then Android to follow soon after that.
Okay, cool.
Fully cross-platform.
So these are all real people?
This is a live version of the game right now, so these are all other players playing. They can be playing on any device too, so it's not gated by your particular device. So some of these guys could be on PC, some on their iPad. It's fully co-op, so it's really easy to jump into a co-op party with people. I don't think we'll show it now just because of the
Wi-Fi sucks.
The Wi-Fi sucks, but if you hit this big old find party button in the corner, that'll basically matchmake you with people. You can also tap on anyone who's hanging out in town. You can become friends with them, you can chat with them, you can invite them to your party. So that's a really easy way to matchmake. There's global chat in the game, so you can talk with people there and set up parties as well. A lot of really awesome, cool features. So what we'll be playing today is kind of later game content. It's one of our dungeons, so those unlock after you beat all the main story quests in the game. So we can show you the story quests real quick. So these are all kind of the main story maps that we have in the game right now. Each one has 3 different difficulties on them. This is kind of the new player experience. They'll play through all these maps. Once they complete all these, they'll unlock a lot of different other components. So there's dungeons, which are kind of like quicker, more difficult maps that get you a lot of the first item sets in the game, which is super powerful. You've got arenas here, which is kind of a PvP feature, where basically you and another player go into this arena battle, and you're trying to kill as many enemies as quickly as possible. Whoever kills the most at the end of the match wins the match and gets some cool prizes. There's leaderboards for that and everything. We also have a lot of content that's regularly cycling through. So we have 2-week events that are going on constantly. And these are where the really high-level players go to play. This is where you get the very best gear in the game.
Okay.
So if you're playing this platinum level, this gear here, this is as good as it gets in the game. So these are the mythic items, which are uber powerful. We also have monthly tournaments that we've been running. There's one going on right now that has kind of an Eastern theme to it. It's the Tournament of Jades. There's some ninjas involved and everything. And these are really kind of quick maps that players will, give them something to do when they're not playing one of the longer maps. So there's a lot of content in the game. One of the things that we really feel with KingsRoad is it's definitely like kind of the most robust action RPG out on mobile right now.
So do you guys split your servers across regions, or is everyone playing?
We do have 3 different servers right now. So we've got US, Europe, and Asia.
Okay.
But for the most part, players can switch between those different servers if they want to.
Oh, cool.
So there's not a lot of region locking there. It's more for working with our different partners and obviously giving people the best connection possible.
Right, yeah.
So let's go ahead and start playing one of the dungeon maps, kind of show off how the game itself works. So we'll go down and play Wrath of Venerak here.
So how does that, the currency that this costs, how does that work? So that took 7,000 somethings.
Yeah, so that's gold, right? So we have 2 currencies in the game. We have gems and gold. Obviously, this account has way more gems and gold than most people actually ever have.
Right.
Gold is a soft currency. That's what you get from just killing enemies. You get it as rewards. You get it all over the place. Gems are the premium currency. But we're pretty lenient as far as giving those out. So if you replay those story maps, you'll kind of earn progress that will unlock gems at various milestones.
Do you ever hit a point that you just can't play until you...
No, there's no progression like that. So, these dungeons have a small gold cost. It's really pretty minimal. I'll make more than 7,000 gold just on this run.
So it's just kind of a gold sink, basically.
Yeah, exactly. The main story content, that doesn't cost anything to play. So there's never a point in the game where you're just blocked from doing anything. So you can play as much as you want or as little as you want.
Cool.
So yeah, we really try to be lenient with how we're giving out gems to players and make sure that there is that right balance between between the amount of time that you invest versus just trying to skip ahead by paying some gems for things. So we'll go ahead and start playing here. So it's got straight up Diablo-esque controls. Basically, touchscreen is replicating your mouse input. We've got auto attack in the game. That's something that we added for mobile to make it a little bit easier to carry out your skills and everything. So let's go find some guys here. So while you have a guy auto attacked, you can start using skills.
That's pretty cool. So if you're auto attacking, can you also move at the same time, or does that cancel the auto attack?
That's a good question. Let's see if we can find a meteor enemy here. Yeah, so if you move, it cancels the auto attack, so you'll tap them again. But also has some detection. If there's another enemy within range, it'll automatically start auto attacking that enemy. It's actually a really cool feature. It's something that a lot of players on the web would like to see. We might port it over to the web as well.
So how is this going to translate to the iPhone version? Is just everything seeming smaller, or?
Yeah, exactly. So what we've been working on right now is really adapting the controls for iPhone. So we went through a lot of different iterations, getting the game ready for tablet. So we added these new mobile, these sliders on the side. These menus aren't on the web version of the game, just to give people instant access to their achievements, what's in their inventory right now. We readjusted the main HUD and everything like that. So with phone, it's doing that same process, right? So making sure that it feels really good. The general layout is going to be pretty similar to how it is on tablet right now. So it'll have the same sliders, it'll have the same bar at the bottom. But yeah, we actually just had our first mobile in-person or phone in-person focus group the other day, and it went really well. Yeah, the game, it runs great on the phone.
Is this running in Unity?
This is actually running, so the game on web is in Flash, and this is proprietary software that we use to get the game running at a decent frame rate on iPhone. So yeah, definitely took a lot of work to get there, but we're pretty pleased with the performance.
Is the Flash game in 3D as well?
Yeah, it's Flash 3D, so it's all 3D models. The maps themselves are 2D. These are all 3D, and this is 2D stuff. So it's almost kind of like old school Resident Evil style.
Yeah.
But it allows us to have really detailed backgrounds, really good-looking graphics and everything. It's definitely, I might be a little biased, but it's probably the best-looking Flash game that I've ever seen. Definitely the most complex Flash game.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it would still be Flash.
Yeah, it took a lot of work to get it to where it is today, but we're really proud with the result of it. So in this map, you've got these 3 towers that you're trying to protect. So as soon as you activate one, these various bosses come up. They summon a bunch of creatures, and they suck your life. And then you've got these shamans that come and start to drain the towers.
So assuming we were in a situation where we had a solid internet connection, you could play with people, I mean, how many people can you have in your party at once?
3-player parties.
Counting you? So 4 total?
3 total.
Okay.
Yeah. Died once. Yeah, and the co-op's super easy to drop in, drop out. If I had friends online, I could just go invite them right now and have them play again.
Oh yeah, we'll see them on.
Cool.
Actually, let's turn this off. It's not sucking internet. Yeah, co-op and social is really important to us. I mentioned we've got the...
And share the vision.
I mentioned we've got the PvP arenas. We've also got a guild system in the game, so you can have up to 35 players in your guild. You're working with guild members to climb up various leaderboards, so each tournament has a leaderboard, a guild leaderboard associated with it. So everyone in your guild needs to work together to get enough points to get to the top.
Awesome.
There's all sorts of... Ouch.
So now, if you didn't have a version that was like just packed with currency and stuff like that, what would your consequences of death be in this game?
So it depends on what you're playing. So in these dungeons, I think you have 3 revives. So I just use my 3rd one there. You'll see if I die again, you'll get a prompt. Either spend a little bit of gems or you can go back to town and try it again, bulk up beforehand. The main story maps, there's no real penalty for death there. But some of the harder core content have like 1 life, and the goal is basically to survive without dying at all.
Cool.
But like I said, it's really friendly. You know, you're earning a ton of gold when you're playing. That the currency for playing the arenas, like you said, is more just kind of a little bit of a sink, something for players to spend their gold on. Especially when you get to higher level and you don't need to buy basic loot as much as you used to.
So the premium stuff is just basically advancing progress faster.
Yeah, advancing progress faster. There's a lot of stuff. We can open up the shop. I'll show you here. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff you can get. We've got a whole gem crafting system in the game, or a jewel crafting system, where you can augment your gear that you have. You've got currency for some of the special events to play. You can get a lot of these really cool potions that'll help boost your character for a temporary period of time.
But are you ever at like a disadvantage if you don't have this kind of gem stuff?
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of our okay, so you can see right here, you've got continue for 50 gems or return to town. You know, a lot of our really hardcore players, they don't spend money at all. They just grind a lot of gold. And once you get to a certain level, you're kind of so awesome that you're probably not going to die. But yeah, we haven't really noticed a really big difference between have and have-nots in the game. And I think, you know, also because the majority of the game is about co-op versus competition, right? So it's about working together. So if you're playing co-op with someone who's spent money in the game and they've got really awesome gear and they've got all their skills fully leveled up, that's only going to help you, right? It's going to make it easier for you to get through the map.
I mean, I just asked because of the PvP content. Like, that's when stuff gets tricky, is when there's actual...
Definitely.
You know.
I mean, we have matchmaking in the game, right? So the people are getting match made as far as what their power level is, which is kind of where their skills are. Oh, we're getting a server hiccup here. So it's being matched on like what your gear is rather than how many skills you have or anything.
So basically,
like
you spend a ton of money on the game, you're getting matched with someone that also spends a ton of money on the game.
Or a ton of time, exactly.
Right.
So yeah, it doesn't really feel very bad when you're playing against other players.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've really tried to be fair with the game. You know, we developed it for fun first, right? And then figured out, okay, what are the places where we can kind of allow players to have more fun without letting people who don't feel like they want to spend feel like they're getting a bum deal. We think we've done a pretty good job at it. We're coming up here on the second tower. Let's watch out for these guys. Get their... Going on to the final stone, finish the map.
So are these dungeons all randomized, or like if you replayed this would it be the same?
They're not randomized, so it's the same content.
You just have tons of it?
Exactly. You know, like I said, the game's been in development on the web for 2 years, so like these maps are actually kind of old events that we had run previously, then we then repurposed them into dungeons. So if you weren't playing the game 2 years ago, it's not like you're just missing out on that content. And like I said, we've got the tournaments that come up once a month. You know, that's 12 new maps right there. We've got the 2-week events that are going on. There's really just a ridiculous amount of content in the game. I mean, you play for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours and not see the same stuff. Let's see. Doing all right here. Like I mentioned earlier, we've got the 3 classes in the game right now. The archer, the knight, and the wizard. Each of them has a ton of different skills. I'm just using 5 of them here. I'll show you the skill bar in a sec so you can check out all the different skills that we have. All right. So yeah, we've got 14 different active abilities that you can use. And then we've got 14 more, actually that's 20 more passive abilities as well.
Cool.
So players can kind of work each of these, obviously, the more skill points you get a skill point every time you level up.
Yeah.
You can put more points into that. We're actually working right now on creating some elite skills for all of the classes. So these will be kind of variations on these skills that will unlock once you get 10 points into a skill. So it's really just creating deeper and deeper content for the elder players.
Cool.
Yeah.
That seems really neat.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, I don't think there's a ton of games that are doing real-time co-op right now, so we think that's definitely an advantage that we have.
Most multiplayer is like turn-based.
Exactly.
stuff,
So we think it's pretty. What's going on here? There we go. Yeah, we think it's really special in the fact that it's totally cross-platform too. The fact that you could be playing on your Mac right now, and we could be playing with each other.
I think that's like the future of these kind of games.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's your exact same game experience too, right? Even if you're not playing co-op, you can play for a little bit on your PC, hop over to your phone, hop over to your iPad, and it's
really
the exact
cool.
same account.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'd play so much World of Warcraft if I could just do it on my phone.
Exactly. And that's part of what we're looking to develop now when we're looking at new content is not just like, well, we know the phone's a different sort of experience, but it also allows for more opportunities, right? Because your phone is always on you.
I mean, what are you guys doing about session length on the phone stuff? Because this is way long. For tablet, this is good, because you be sitting on your couch. For your phone,
I would say this is probably the longest map in the game. Oh, okay. Coming up on the boss now. So I'll show you one of the tournament maps afterwards so you can see what that's like. I mean, that's almost just strictly a boss battle.
Oh, cool.
So a lot of what we're doing right now is making sure that players have kind of like different entry points for their sessions, right? So if you want to sit down for 15, 20 minutes, you can play one of these dungeon maps. If you just have 5 minutes of time, you can jump into a tournament and basically play a boss battle. Basically just kind of offer all sorts of different size content for people to enjoy and stuff that works across all platforms, right? So if you're a PC guy and you want to play for a couple hours, I mean, you can run tournaments a bunch if you want to, or you can play some of these things. Nearing the end. Let's turn like poison arrow. Some nice poison damage against these guys. Hate these guys that lock you up. Can't do anything. Suck away your life. There we go. Alright. We're coming on the boss here.
Yeah, is there not one yet?
So would you get more rewards for doing a longer session kind of dungeon like this?
I mean, you get more rewards just from getting more loot playing through. You definitely earn more gold because there's more enemies in this map.
Yeah.
The actual rewards that you get from it just kind of varies from map to map. So this one has some kind of the best non-event item set pieces you can get. So this one's definitely worthwhile. If you're not quite ready for the events yet, just because you're not quite high level enough, this is where you can get some of the really good item set pieces. So, let's see, coming up on the boss here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's take him down.
It does look like shockingly like Diablo.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And there's a lot of diverse maps. This is definitely a Diablo-esque map.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we kind of pride ourselves on is creating. It's not just all dark and gloomy. There's a lot of maps that are kind of set in lush forest environments. Like I said, we've got those eastern maps that we're working on now. The next tournament that actually starts later today, I believe, is kind of set in this like Mad Wizard's tower.
Oh, cool.
So you're progressing up the different towers as you go on.
As far as regions are concerned, do you find that the Asian players tend to gravitate most towards this kind of game, or is it pretty even across regions?
I would say, there's a pretty decent fan base across all the different areas. So you can see this guy just drops a crap ton of loot. So pick all that stuff up, we can look at it. Definitely, we have a sizable Asian presence. Philippines in particular really loves the game. We just launched fairly recently in Russia.
Oh, cool.
Russians really have taken to the game as well.
So it's always so interesting to me about like this kind of game because you're launching it globally, and like each different cultural kind of gamer likes a certain thing. You
Yeah,
know? So
exactly.
It's always, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I think they latch on to the different components a little bit differently,
Yeah.
right? So like,
I don't know how you build a game that just is universally appealing worldwide. Like,
yeah,
that is-
yeah. I mean, you do your best, right?
Yeah.
You know, I think Asian players definitely are like more stat based, right?
Yeah.
You know, I would say that U.S. players are more about just kind of like general action and everything like that. So you could see, like, we just got a crap ton of loot. I wasn't even picking up a lot of it, but you know, I think we got this cool lockbox for completing the game. So this is where you can get some of the really cool legendary items. You can see you can get gems from this as well. So we can pop this open and see what we get. See if we get something awesome. Boom. All right, got an epic item. That's not too bad.
Cool. And does your equipment change the way your dude looks as
Yep,
well? Okay,
yep,
cool.
exactly. So if I equip this right now, it's going to
neat.
change that. We've also got, this character doesn't have any, but we've got appearance items that you can get to place over your character, and you
Cool.
can turn those on or off as you want. We also have a couple of skins. This character doesn't have any equipped, but we can check them out in the shop. Let's see. Some different skins in the game, so this will just override everything else that you have equipped. So if people want to look like Gandalf, they can look like Gandalf. If you want to look like Robin Hood, they can look like Robin Hood. So yeah, did you have any other questions
No,
about
it looks
KingsRoad?
looks really cool. That was a really good demo. I think.
Yeah,
So-
it's a lot of fun, and like I said, playing co-op is even better. We really
Yeah.
like playing it co-op.
Cool. Thanks for showing us.
So we have a second game to show